Good morning, students. I hope the poem A Tiger in the Zoo must be clear to you through the video. Let's have revision of the poem once again through this PPT. The main points of the poem. First, the tiger is not in his natural habitat. When the poem starts, we come to know that the tiger is not in the natural habitat. That means in the jungle. The tiger is shown in the cage in the zoo. The wilds or the jungle is the natural habitat of the tiger. Unfortunately, the denizen of the forest, that means the tiger which usually lives in the forest, has been confined to a caged habitat in a zoo. He is no more free to roam about in the forest but walks within the length and breadth of his cage, because he is not free to roam here and there. He has to walk only within that space which is given in the cage. He has dark spots on his skin which are clearly visible even from a distance. Condemned to live in his cage, he walks around quietly with his velvety soft feet. His feet are compared to velvety velvet soft cloth. He is angry but has to suppress it. Means he cannot show his anger. In his quiet rage, he continues walking up and down his caged habitat. He is in angry mood, but he has to be quiet because he could not do anything. The poet imagines how the tiger should behave if he is in his natural habitat, the wild jungle. The poet imagines that if the tiger had been in the jungle, what would have been his behavior or attitude. There he should be silently hiding himself in the shadow, remains unnoticed. Sliding through the long grass, he should move stealthily to ambush his prey. He imagines that if the tiger had been in jungle, he would have hidden himself behind the long grass and he would have been waiting for his prey to attack. He knows where he can find his kill in the wild. His favorite hunt is the plump deer, which he can find near the waterhole. He can find his prey, plump deer, near the waterhole. He knew this thing. Sometimes he comes out of the forest and stays in human settlement at the edge of the jungle. There he terrorizes the villagers by opening out his white fangs and the long teeth and the claws. His ferocious looks frighten the villagers. While living in the jungle, he would have gone near the village and frightened the people. However, he has no intention of entering the village and killing anybody till he is highly provoked. Unfortunately, the mighty tiger is cursed to live in a concrete cell in the zoo. Many visitors come to see him in the zoo, but he does not like the stares of the visitors. He simply ignores their presence. He does not pay any attention to the visitors coming in the zoo because he cannot show his power to them. So he ignores them. Now he is made to limit his movements only to the length and breadth of his caged habitat. The tiger keeps awake till late in the night. He hears the noise of the patrolling cars moving around in the zoo. The brilliant stars shine in the sky and his brilliant eyes shine in the night. He desires the freedom just like the stars. So he keeps on looking towards the stars. He cannot free himself, but he keeps on watching the brilliant stars standing behind the bars of his caged habitat, because he is helpless. He cannot come out and cannot show his strength and power. so he has to kept quiet. Now the poem has dealt with the theme of liberty to live freely and naturally. The poet successfully draws comparison between the two states, one with natural freedom and the other when this freedom is denied. He is free when he is in the jungle, and his freedom is denied when he is kept in the cage. Nature has endowed every species with its specific traits, and these traits work to the fullest only when he is given the desired freedom. In the absence of this freedom, one tends to behave abnormally, and same is the condition of this tiger shown by the poet. The poet gives us a message that zoos should be closed because poor dumb animals are kept behind bars without any fault of theirs, while it is best for them to lurk and enjoy the green wild surroundings. Selfish humans forcefully deprive them of their basic right to freedom, and they are curtailing the liberty of these animals. In this poem, the poet has used the rhyme scheme AB, CB in all the five stanzas, but if we look closely, stanza 1, 2, 3 and 5 have perfect rhyme scheme, but stanza 4 has imperfect rhyme scheme. The words bars and visitors do not rhyme perfectly, only we have to pronounce the later one in such a way, that means the visitors word should be pronounced like visitors, that it rhymes with bars. If this pronunciation is done, only then the rhyme scheme is perfect, and the poets are given this type of liberty. So we can say that the poem has a perfect rhyme scheme of ABCB. The poetic devices used in the poem: alliteration in the line he stalks in his vivid stripes, repetition of the sound H, where plump deer pass, plump and pass, sound of P, his strength behind bars, sound of B. Then repetition is used in the phrases velvet quite, quite rage, quite word is repeated, brilliant eyes, brilliant stars. Then personification is used. He is used for the tiger. Instead of using it, the poet has given the human qualities to the tiger by using he. Then another poetic device used in the poem is oxymoron, when two opposite words are used. Quite rage. Here oxymoron is used. Quite means silent and rage means anger. The tiger is shown in angry mood but silent. Next is metonymy. It is a poetic device where the use of the name of one thing is done for that of another of which it is an attribute. The quality of something is used for the other. Strength in the poem is used to give the meaning of the body of the tiger. Another poetic device used is metaphor, the phrase pads of velvet. The feet of the tiger are shown as velvet soft cloth. It is compared, the feet are compared with the velvet soft cloth. So in this way, the poet has used a large number of poetic devices in this poem. I hope now everything must be clear to you for this poem, and you will be able to solve the questions given to you in the assignments. Thank you. Have a nice day.